Hi, welcome to the Restaurant Show. I'm Justin Riley, and I hope you stick around today because we've got a great show for you today with some great local restaurants to feature. We'll be joined in the studio by Steve from the Egg and I. He's going to demonstrate the Reuben Sandwich, a classic of St. Patty's Day, except the Egg and I style. We'll also be joined by Andy from Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery. He's going to demonstrate the pour-over method for making coffee, one of the many methods of making coffee that they utilize at Rosie's. Plus, some healthier options that you can find at Festival Foods, the new grocery store here in town over on East Washington Avenue. That's coming up right after the break here on The Restaurant Show, where you can skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to go on The Restaurant Show.
This episode of The Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.
Hey folks, welcome back to The Restaurant Show, and I'm so excited because we've got a brand new guest with us here today. We are joined by two young ladies from Festival Foods. They drove all the way from Green Bay today to be at our studio.
Yes.
We're joined by Laura Lindsley and Brittany Nikolic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So what are you going to make today?
Today we're making some lightened up recipes featuring avocado, and our first one is an avocado Alfredo sauce.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and get started.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just curious to know, like, what makes this a lightened up version? You talk about this being, you can go ahead and get started, but I'm
Sure.
just wondering what makes this a lightened up version?
Well, typically avocado sauces have a lot of cheese and cream, maybe butter.
Right.
This one uses avocado for the cream, so it gives you that nice creamy texture, but with heart-healthy fats instead of saturated fats.
Sure, okay, all right.
So I've put in some olive juice, or excuse me, olive oil.
Olive juice,
and then
olive
lemon
oil.
juice. I'm thinking lemon juice, olive oil.
Yeah.
Put some basil in there. I'm going to put just a little bit of water.
And this is just a
as
regular
well.
food processor that somebody could buy,
Just
right?
a small
Okay.
one.
Yes.
Yep.
And then 2 cloves of garlic.
Excellent.
So what I'm going to do first is get that going here.
Yeah,
And we know that these guys are.
yeah, you got to put that tab right in the
Yep,
slot.
it's got to go just right. We've learned that.
Don't want to process your fingers.
No,
so.
definitely not. So
All
we're
right.
just chopping this up here a little bit.
So this is the sauce then.
Yes,
Yes.
and it's so simple. I mean,
That's really
typical Alfredo sauces, you'd have to cook on the stove for a while.
Right.
So this just comes together in a snap, just in a food processor.
I would say, yeah. So you guys make this then at the store.
We actually make it for our blog. We have a lot of
Okay.
recipes
Sure.
on our blog, and so this is one of the recipes we featured on our blog.
But all the ingredients are just available at Festival Foods.
Absolutely, we
and-
got it all at Festival.
Yeah, excellent. And we're looking forward to that grand opening. That's going to be in early April, as I
Yes,
understand.
April 8th. We're excited.
Wow, and that is on East Washington Avenue, I believe?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep, East Washington Avenue in Madison. We're getting a
Yep.
brand new Festival Foods. We're really excited about that. And now you're adding some sea salt, it looks like?
Yeah,
or-
just a little salt and pepper. So salt and pepper just really brings all those flavors together.
Of course.
It's starting to
tab.
smell really good.
Yeah, I can smell it kind of wafting over here. That's nice.
Yeah, so we're
That's
gonna give
nice.
it one last blend just to make sure it has a nice sauce consistency.
Yeah, you bet. So now, once you blend this, once this is all processed and everything, do you heat it at all or anything like that? Do you put it in the microwave? How does that work?
You don't have to, as
Really?
long as the pasta's warm, you can just add the sauce to it. Of course, if you like it warmer, that's your personal preference.
Yeah,
but
okay.
we like to just put it right on there.
Great.
So
Okay.
this is looking pretty good. I'm just
getting-
gonna move these out of the way.
I'm getting hungry already.
I know, me too. Avocados are my favorite.
Yeah.
So what we have here is a whole grain pasta, 100% whole wheat.
All right.
And this is just our store brand, which is Essential Every Day, found at Festival.
Okay. Great.
So we've got lots of pasta in here.
Excellent.
And we like to use whole grains whenever we can.
Sure.
Because it just has so much more fiber, B vitamins, protein.
Yeah, and those are some of the things that we should be looking for when we're choosing pasta. am I right?
Absolutely. So whether you're choosing a gluten-free, or a whole wheat pasta, we want to choose a whole grain variety.
Whole grain is always superior.
Yes, yes. As
Preferred.
far as nutrition goes.
Okay. Excellent.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
You
All
can-
right.
So we've got our sauce here. We're just mixing this
Wow.
up, and this pasta has been coated with olive oil.
Okay.
So again, more of those heart-healthy fats.
So how does that work then? You cook the pasta, you drain it, and then you just dabble a little bit of olive oil on that?
Mix it with the olive oil, drizzle some on there, and that just helps it from sticking together so
Okay.
much while you're making the sauce.
All right, excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Now you guys are both registered dietitian nutritionists.
Yep.
That's awesome. And you work for Festival Foods and you do a blog then.
Yes, we
Okay.
do. So we have several blogs. I'll let you dish that up here.
Awesome.
One is our 20-minute meals blog. blog, so
Okay.
you'll find this recipe on that blog. We also
Okay.
have a side snacks and sweets blog that shows healthier, lightened up versions of desserts and
Sure.
snacks, things like that.
Yeah.
And then a dietitian's top pick. So I write a blog about some of our favorite products in the store and what we look for when we're shopping.
Excellent.
So we'll let you go ahead and
Alright.
give this a try.
All right, here we go.
Let's see how we did.
They even brought me a fork. We're having you people back.
I-
They brought me a fork.
Please
They brought a fork for the host. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my fork here. We're going to try it. You can taste the lemon juice in there. It has a nice little tartness to it.
It's different, but it works.
It's creamy because of the avocado, and the olive oil gives it just a nice texture overall. I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right, now it's dessert time.
Now it's dessert time. So
Okay.
now we're going to make one of our favorite recipes, dark chocolate avocado pudding.
Okay.
So we're starting off with some melted chocolate chips.
Yeah, you bet.
And we use dark chocolate chips. I've tried making this with semi-sweet chocolate chips. It doesn't have the same rich flavor. So
Sure, okay.
dark chocolate,
Dark
packed
chocolate,
with
all right.
antioxidants.
And yeah, dark chocolate's good for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we like
it's
to
the
say.
sugar
This
that
is
they
our
put in the
guilt-free
chocolate here in
pudding.
America that's not quite as good for you. I think.
Exactly,
But the dark
exactly.
chocolate's good for you. And Laura, feel free to pull that forward if you need to.
Oh,
if you
sure.
need to get it a little bit more accessible, that's totally
Yeah,
cool.
we're gonna add some chocolate milk. Today we're actually using chocolate almond milk.
Okay.
Because you can
Ooh,
make
all
this
right.
recipe dairy-free.
All right.
And then some maple syrup. So this is pure maple syrup. It's not pancake syrup.
Right.
So naturally sweet, no added
It's not
ingredients.
maple flavored syrup, it's maple syrup
Right.
from the tree.
Yes,
Right.
100% pure.
And that's
Okay.
just some vanilla extract.
Excellent.
Our avocados, of course. So
Oh, this is an avocado themed day then.
Yes,
It is,
we
it
love
is.
avocados. They're one of the trendy foods for 2016.
All right.
We like that.
Yes, we
Trendy
do.
for 2016. I
Yeah.
love it. All right.
And then a pinch of cinnamon.
Of course.
Thank you.
Excellent. You gotta get
Cinnamon
some-
really makes it a good flavor.
And then a little bit of salt just to bring all the flavors together.
Always bring some flavors together for sure.
Yes.
And then raspberries. What is that?
Raspberries are going to go on top to make it look a little bit more
All
jazzed
right.
up.
All right. Very good. Very good.
But we like this pudding because it has that, again, that creamy consistency that we look
Sure.
for in pudding, but not all the fats that you normally find in a traditional
Right.
pudding.
I've never made pudding before. I mean, I've made it the instant stuff, but
Right,
I've never
right.
made homemade pudding.
And this couldn't be easier either,
Yeah.
so it's one of our faves.
Perfect. Oh, I can smell it. It smells
And we
wonderful.
actually got lucky today. We actually got some ripe avocados.
All right.
But if you find yourself not getting a ripe avocado, you can put it in a brown paper bag with a banana and an apple and seal it up for a couple of days, and
Sure.
it'll be nice and ripe for you.
There we
I'm
go.
just gonna pour some pudding right in here
Oh
for you.
my gosh, that looks like real pudding.
It is real
It
pudding.
is real pudding. Look at that.
So it's a way to add a boost of vegetables
Want to
to
course.
top
your.
it with our
Absolutely.
fresh
Oh yeah, I gotta top it
raspberries.
with raspberry.
Look how pretty that looks.
All right, I'm gonna take a taste real quick. I can't wait, as you can see. Here we go. Wow.
We've made this at a lot of events for kids,
Mm-hmm.
and kids gobble it right up. You don't taste the avocado at all. It provides those really nice, heart healthy fats, good flavor, and
Wow, that's awesome. Well, Lauren Lindsley and Brittany Nikolich, thank you so much for joining us today. This
Thank
has
you
been
for
great.
having
We'll have to
us.
have you back.
Thanks.
our pleasure.
And don't you go away. There's more Restaurant Show coming up right after this. Stick around. Coming up on the Restaurant Show, we'll learn about the pour-over method for making coffee with Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery. And welcome back to the Restaurant Show. We are joined by a new face, but a familiar business. This is Andy Lundgren, new general manager over at Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery. Welcome, Andy.
Hey, man.
Yeah, good
Thanks
to
for
have you
having
with
me.
us. So what are we going to be doing today?
Cool. All right. So today we are going to be making a pour-over coffee.
Okay.
This is just a really cool, fun, fresh way to make a individual cup.
Okay.
At Rosie's, we like to brew in lots of different methods.
Sure, yeah.
So we've got a variety to go with. This just happens to be my personal favorite.
Okay, great. So what's the first step then? What do we do here?
First step. All right. So we are going to get our water, which
Okay.
we have predetermined that is at about 200 degrees.
Okay.
Perfect extraction for coffee happens in between 195
Okay.
and 205.
All right.
What we're doing right here is we're just preheating the vessel, preheating the
Oh,
pour-over
okay.
cone.
I was going to say you forgot to put the coffee in there. But this is a method to your madness here.
Yes, we have
Okay.
many methods to our madness.
Okay.
Yes. So once everything is preheated, the coffee paper is wet and saturated.
Yeah.
We will make sure, very important here,
Yeah.
to dump the water.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So we don't want to, because we don't want to dilute our coffee.
Serve you a diluted cup.
Right,
Yep.
yeah.
And so we actually measure everything out as we go here.
Okay.
This is our Ikamama Kenya.
Okay.
We serve JBC beans here. This
right.
is the Ikamama Kenya.
Yeah.
JBC Coffee, we love these guys. We are really proud to serve their coffee at our
And
shop.
they're local.
They're local.
They're right here in Madison.
They are. And really proud thing to know about these guys. They have more coffees rated over 90 points by Coffee Review than any roaster in the world this last 5 years.
Really?
Yes. We are extremely proud to serve their coffee.
I'd be
Rosie's.
proud. So you put that, now these are pre-measured containers?
You got it, you got it. So we start with 26 grams of coffee in here.
Okay.
And we are going to pour 340 grams of water.
Okay, all right.
So-
Wow, so precise.
All right.
So much more precise than the way I make coffee.
So we start with what we call a bloom. This is where we are going to pour just enough water to double the weight in grounds.
Okay.
And the purpose of doing this is to kind of degas the coffee. Coffee is very gaseous in its natural state.
Okay.
And by degassing the coffee a bit, we are removing some of the smell and taste inhibitors.
Okay.
We are also saturating the grounds so that they swell up a bit and kind of get ready for the bulk of the extraction.
Right, yeah.
So I'm going to start with our second pour here.
So you have a first pour, a second pour, and you're pouring really slowly. Now what you explained a little bit about how that kind of inhibits the gas.
Yeah. Well, the purpose of a slow pour here is, they say agitation creates extraction.
Okay.
And if we were to just violently, fast, pour this water right on top of the coffee really fast, we are actually going to come up with an over-extraction. You are going to pull more flavors from the coffee than you want that are considered undesirable, bitter, unpleasant.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So while we're kind of waiting for this to drain, is this what this is called? Is this draining?
It is draining. Well, it's extracting.
It's extracting.
We're extracting it.
While we are waiting for this to extract, I was going to ask you, is this the best way? Is this like the far superior way to make coffee?
Yeah, good question. Good question. Some might feel it's the best way to make coffee. To us, it's just another way to make coffee.
Sure.
Each different brew method we do, you're going to notice new qualities.
Okay.
The pour over tends to really kind of create a cup of coffee that is very light in body.
Yeah.
But it sort of brings out some of the acids in the coffee. And now to us, the acids are going to be the very delicate, light and sweet flavors, your floral flavors, your citrus flavors.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Most people just drink it for the caffeine. I didn't realize there was so much complexity to it.
Yes, absolutely.
So, talk to us while this is continuing to extract. What sort of specials do you have? What's going on? What's new over at Rosie's?
Rosie's, we got a lot of fun stuff going on right now. We are constantly kind of coming up with new stuff in our bakery. Some of the things that we've been doing lately. I was greeted this morning with a bear craw right when I walked in.
Okay.
Yeah. So Leo got his Oscar, right?
Okay.
So everyone's going to want bear claws.
Right. Of course. Yes.
So we're doing bear claws, apple fritters. We've got a whole new array of bakery bars that we're putting out. Of course, our fabulous peanut butter chocolate mousse cake that everybody loves.
Yeah. Peanut butter and chocolate, match made in heaven.
Yeah.
So we've gotta love that. And so you've got a new menu that you're rolling out. When is the new menu going to be live? What's the plan for that?
Well, if all goes well, and we think it should, we're hoping for April 1st.
April 1st.
Yeah,
okay,
so,
less than a month now.
Yeah, we're gonna keep most of the winners and kind of replace some of our sandwiches with some new beefed up ingredients. We really kind of want to do a little bit more of that kind of farm to table feel. So we're sourcing some local cheeses, Decatur Dairy, for instance. We're going to be having them on our menu. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
That's exciting. That's exciting. So this is. This takes a little bit of waiting, but I guess it would be the same as if you pressed a button on the coffee maker and just walked away. You just have to babysit it a little bit.
Yeah. It's kind of. I personally think it's a very relaxing process.
Sure.
A lot of the stuff we do at Rosie's is fast and furious. We're moving quick. There's a lot going on at once. This is something that actually forces you to stop and
just slow down a little bit.
Smell the coffee.
Wake up and smell the coffee. Stop and smell the roses.
You got it.
Stop and smell Rosie's coffee.
You got it.
Just figured that out. Wow.
So we are at a total about 350 grams right now.
Okay.
The coffee is just finishing, and
Right.
we're about ready to wrap it up here.
Excellent. So, do we get to try it here? Did you
Yeah,
bring a cup
absolutely.
full? We've dumped the water from this coffee here and from this coffee cup, and so now I get to try this.
Awesome,
I'm
awesome.
excited.
Cool. So this is the Kenya. This is actually one of my favorite coffees we serve. This tends to be a very full-bodied coffee, very rich,
Okay.
but also very lively at the same time. You're going
can
to
smell
notice lots of little sweet flavors kind
Yeah.
of dancing all over here.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's very rich. It's very rich, but I like lively is a good way to describe it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely. Well, one
Not
of the,
too bitter. Not too bitter at all.
Yeah, no, bitter is a word we really tried to avoid.
Right, right.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Rosie's is that we do coffee in lots of different ways. So you
Sure.
can come in and have a pour over with us. As I said, that makes a lighter bodied, very lively cup of coffee. We have a really fun, exciting way to make coffee called the Japanese siphon.
Okay.
It's an inverted siphon.
Sure.
That's a neat way. We also have an AeroPress. And so what's cool about Rosie's
Yeah.
is you can come and try the Kenya
Yeah.
as a siphon or as an AeroPress as well. And between each method, you're going to notice new qualities of the coffee.
I like how you guys aren't presumptuous to think that this is the only way to do it. This is the only way we do
No.
it. You say, hey, whatever works for you, whatever
It's
you like.
what you like.
Absolutely.
It's what you like, right?
Andy Lundgren, thank you so much for
Thanks
the
a lot.
coffee. Thank you so much for the lesson. Don't go away. There is more Restaurant Show coming up right after this. Stick around. Coming up next on the Restaurant Show, the Reuben sandwich, egg and I style. Hey folks, welcome back to the Restaurant Show. The smell of home-cooked food, food from scratch, is filling our studio right now, and that's because we are joined by Steve Dascom from The Egg and I. Steve, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Thanks for having us again.
Yeah, always good to have you. So, what are you making today?
Well, I'm going to go back. It's coming up on St. Patrick's Day, so I thought
Oh,
I'd do
yeah,
a
that's
Reuben
true.
sandwich.
Oh, perfect, perfect. All right, so this is a Reuben sandwich, The Egg and I style.
Yes,
Okay.
we do this a little different from other places.
Sure.
Not really different, but I pre-buttered this
Okay,
bread.
so you got butter on there.
Right. Well, actually, it's oil, not butter.
Oh,
So a lot
okay.
of people have dairy
Sure,
allergies and
lactose
intolerances. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Do you use olive oil? You use vegetable oil? What do you use?
It's a soybean oil.
Oh, okay.
But it does have some flavoring in it.
Okay.
So it tastes more like butter.
Okay. So this is corned beef, and you guys,
Corned beef, yeah.
as I understand, you guys slice all this fresh, so this is not coming in pre-sliced or anything like this. You
Oh,
slice all
no.
this
It's not
fresh.
pre-sliced and packaged or any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same. We get the deli meat just like you would at the supermarket. And,
Okay.
we try to keep things as fresh as possible.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
have the heat turned way up on this.
Yeah. So then you kind of doctor up your sauerkraut too, as I understand.
Yeah, we even make it the sauerkraut. I mean, we don't make the sauerkraut.
Right.
But we do things to our sauerkraut to make it different. So
Okay.
it's not like you would get just buying it.
Sure, yeah. You can't get this in stores, folks. So that's important to remember. All right.
So we're gonna mix these up a little bit.
Now, is there any particular time when you start mixing the corned beef with the sauerkraut? Because you started out with them separate, now you're mixing them.
Right. Well, I want to, get things warmed up a little bit on their own so that
Sure.
the juices get flowing a little bit. So when we do mix them up, that they are. I wish I could. I have the wrong spatula here today.
It's a large
It's
spatula.
huge. And it's also not sharp on the edge.
Yeah.
But it gets the flavors going.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
part of what I'm aiming for here.
The flavors come together that way. So.
do this
And then
quick
it's
here.
Swiss cheese is what you're using, it looks
Whoa,
like.
yeah, this is very hot.
All right, that's cool. That's all right. Normally the toast is
gonna,
not that dark. When
No,
we...
this is going faster than I expected.
All right, that's all right. And what kind of, this is Thousand Island?
This is Thousand. That's one of those traditional things.
Sure,
It's-
yeah. Gotcha.
It wouldn't be a Reuben without Thousand.
It would not be a Reuben without Thousand Island. Absolutely.
Let's see here.
And it looks like you're going to kind of garnish this up with a salad afterwards and everything.
Yeah,
So.
of course.
All right, that's cool.
And again, in keeping with many other things, the salad dressing,
Yeah.
we make it ourselves
Yeah. Yeah, everything is from scratch, or as close to scratch as possible.
as possible, right?
You know, it doesn't come
as
pre-made.
practical, I should
As
say. yeah.
practical, there you go. So it doesn't come pre-made. You're going to get something fresh every time you go to the Egg and I. And
I
that's
should
what
have
love
brought
about
a knife
it.
for this too.
That's okay.
We're
We
going to
can
have
just-
fun with this one.
All right, that'll be fun. So then you, we were talking a little bit before the show today about your coffee program, and you've got like, you want to put this on here?
Yeah, let's do that.
You've got regular decaf, a house blend, and everything, but then you have a coffee that you switch out each month, more or less. It sounds like
I wouldn't know if it's monthly, but
Okay.
it depends on. It's more of a seasonal thing.
Seasonal,
I
got
guess
it.
you should say.
okay.
Oops, get this over here a little bit.
That looks delicious. I like my toast a little bit darker like that. So
Well, that's not
good.
burnt or anything.
No,
That's
no,
very
not at
nice.
all.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this up in here. This didn't go as well as it should have. Hey, that's what happens when you're doing things on TV for real.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what makes it kind of fun. That's what makes cooking kind of fun. Is sometimes you don't know what you're gonna get in the end. So.
Cheese it up a little bit.
All right.
Gotta have
The cheese factor.
And we would give you a little bit of dressing on the side. So.
Excellent. All right.
And again, the dressing's made from scratch. So
is this ranch dressing?
that one's a ranch, yes.
Okay.
We do have blue cheese, ranch.
So you even make the ranch dressings and everything
yeah.
from scratch. That's awesome. That's awesome. So what kind of coffee do you have here
yes.
today?
I brought a Southern Pecan.
Okay.
So this is the flavor that's currently
Southern pecan.
very popular.
Yeah. And I have not had my coffee yet today, so this is perfect timing for me, Steve. We got to have you back here. You know how to impress. So I usually take a
You
little
can probably
creamer, but-
smell that one. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's got
let's
a
get
nice.
this out of here.
It's got a nice little sweet flavor. I'm gonna take a little sip here. Oh, wonderful.
And of course, we have hazelnut all the time. And we use a Real Cup Coffee. They're based out of Georgia.
Okay.
But Torquay in Sheboygan actually does some of the roasting for them.
Yeah.
So it's not entirely
Yeah.
not local, I guess you could say, but
Right. Real quick before we go, and before I try this delicious sandwich, you have something that's coming up really soon at the Egg and I that I think is really cool. Juicing. You're going to be doing juicing.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
boy, that's just the latest, hottest thing.
Yeah.
It's so nutritious. It's so good for you. It's all fresh. We're still getting our procedures down
Sure.
for it, but we have all our equipment and we're working on it. We're going to start with just one drink to start with,
Of course.
just to get ourselves into the swing
Sure.
of things. But very nutritious, of course. But we
Right.
use kale, cucumber,
Oh, yeah.
apples,
Yeah.
lemon juice.
So you're juicing fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables.
All right.
Kale is just so good for you.
Yeah.
It's packed with antioxidants and everything. Oh, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, when you're probably going to start rolling this out within the next week, as I understand. Is that kind of what you're hoping
we're
for?
hoping next weekend we'll have it ready to go.
Okay, all right. So if you stop by sometime in mid-March over at the Egg and I, you should definitely be able to get some brand new juices. And you are creating your own recipes.
Yes, yeah. They're all our own recipes.
That's very cool.
We hopefully in the next few months or so we're going to have about 3 or 4 of them.
Sure, yeah, just kind of build from there. That's great. Well, while we got some time left, I'm going to take a little bite of this delicious Reuben from the Egg and I here.
That's nicely toasted, I think.
That might just be the best sauerkraut I've had in a really, really long time.
I have a lot of people that really like it.
That's excellent. Well, Steve, always a pleasure.
There you go.
Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having
Don't
us.
you go away. There's more Restaurant Show coming up right after this. If you're hungry for breakfast or lunch, stop by the Egg and I over on the West Beltline. We'll be right back with more Restaurant Show. Thanks for joining me today on the Restaurant Show. I hope that when you're looking for a place to eat, you'll consider dining at one of these fabulous locally owned restaurants. That's all the time we have for the Restaurant Show. From all of us here at Channel 57, we're reminding you that life is too short to eat average. We'll see you next time.
This episode of The Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.